Okay, so something else I've discovered through therapy and just through my own research in kind of psychology and kind of child psychology and all this kind of stuff is that trauma, when someone says, oh, that's not really traumatic, the reason they might be saying that is because in society we have this understanding that trauma is something that happens to you, okay? So like I don't know, like you go to war and you know you see horrible things, and that those horrible things are trauma. Or I don't know, you might like lose a parent too early, and the parent dying too early is trauma. Or a child, your child passing or something, that's the trauma, and it's actually not. So what Gabor Mate talks about is that trauma, which is the Latin word for wound, is what happens inside a person as a result of what has happened to them. So it's actually the wound that is left after something. And so when people say, well, that's not traumatic, well, that kid taking the piss out of you at school is not traumatic. Actually, for someone quite sensitive, that might be more traumatic than it would for someone else, because you're prone to be you're prone to have more trauma in you, because you're prone to basically being more traumatized the more sensitive you are, because the more sensitive you are, the easier it is to leave a deep wound. So anyway, that's something I've kind of discovered, and so it's kind of nice to acknowledge that actually, just because I have such loving and supportive parents, and I have honestly, like, I have everything I could possibly want or need right now, like in terms of, like necessities of life, and I've had everything handed to me, really, and I couldn't complain. But you can still go through life and have little things happen to you that really do hurt you, and you can call that trauma because it's about how it affected you. So then, you can say, yes, that was trauma for me, and that's okay. And no one else can tell you otherwise, because you know inside how much that affected you. So anyway, that's something I've learned, and that's probably one of the most valuable things I've learned in therapy, and just in the last 2 years.